Good morning, everyone. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading and stay on a demo as long as needed before you start using a real money. All our videos are based uh, for you to follow is based for educational purpose only. And if you want to follow any of our signal, we strongly recommend you to follow our signals on a sim. We're not responsible for your trade, and it is strictly for educational purpose only. For the ones who don't know the system now, we are looking at the fully automated or ATM strategy. As an example, you see the ES entry, it was 2812, and now we have 28, 18, 25 as a target. And you can see the target has hit from the market analyzer. This is not the whole day. It is the 25 ticks is from the last signal entry. And on the NASDAQ, we have an entry at 7340.25, target 7356.50. And we have 42 ticks from the entry signal target. The same thing goes on the YM. It is 73 ticks based on one contract. No optimization required for that system. And as you see, we have the gold hit target and ES hit the target. And right now we are about to hit the target. We already hit the target on the ES. So it is an extremely strong trend. And I'm using an ATM. I'm not using a full automated trade. Why we are using an ATM? Because as you see here, we have a very strong trend. If you are using the fully automated trade, you are on that trade and you would have exited that trade and get it over with. But I like to use the ATM because we can extend the target, the trend stop, and the stop loss. Another things also, we have the same thing goes on the Forex and stocks. You can use the entry signals. And here we have another system called the swing trading. And as you see, we have a swing trading here. Also, the swing trading is not based on optimization. It is turn on basis, and there is a few filters in there. If you, it is an optional. If you like to tweak the market, to tweak the auto trade with the filters, you can do that. But it is a very straightforward entry, and you cannot change this straightforward entry. As an example, right now we have hit targets, and if you notice, we have hit the target on the YM right to the tick, and then it is a fired a reversal from those targets, which does mean you can close those position and call it off for today. This is also, if you wanted to see, we have the DAX for the DAX trader. We are using 1 minute as well. And now it is right into that trade, and we are going up. So we will cover the auto trades later on. Also the scalpers, we have the scalpers as well. We will be covering those, but right now we're gonna keep our eye on the market to see what's going on, and then we will be. Um, uh, as an example here, the ES already hit the target, and you should be actually close position. Or if you want to get aggressive, you can get it. Wow, what a drop on the Nasdaq! Jesus. Okay, we are done with this market change in direction with a split second. This is very nice. Okay, let's look. Let's take this one away, and maybe we're gonna have a new signal. We are about to have a new signals. Amazing, amazing. I'm not looking actually at the news. Let me look at the news. Okay. Oh, brother, we have an FOMC. Okay. So it's gonna be a hell. I mean, it's gonna be a really. We have an FOMC today, so that will be causing a lot of problem. So we're gonna stay on. Normally we start at 10 o'clock, and be careful. It's an FOMC day, and we have the FOMC at 10 o'clock. So what we are doing, we are uh, normally we start at 10 o'clock. We are if we see anything, we will let you know. But I'll go back, start talking at 10 o'clock, which is 25 minutes from now, and we will see how this market is going. Okay, thank you. Okay, folks, if you please follow us on a sim, not a live. If you are insistent on taking a trade on the Nasdaq, you have to put a limited order at 29.50 limited order. Sell limited order 20 on a sim, please. On a sim. If you wanted to take a sell on a YM, you cannot take that signal here because we have the true average of price. It is an extremely, most of the time, the numbers will be projected from those. So you need to put your limited sell order at 680 YM. 680 YM limited order, and a limited order at the 30 level limited order sell position. FOMC day today, a lot of volatility, so you got to be careful how you're doing it. And I strongly advise you today, if you're not desperate enough, stay on your SIM if you don't know what you're doing, and stay out of trouble today. With the CL, it is very late for you to call that trade for you on the CL. The CL is struggling. We have an entry. It is a perfect entry, 58.70. Excuse me. But the problem is we have a double resistance line followed by the true average of price, which is going to be a bit problem for the CL. However, if we are breaking, as you see, look, this guys, look how accurate it is. It is projected from the 58.89. There is a lot of problem here, folks. There's a lot of problems for the CL traders if you are taking, especially our members, if they are following the CL signal, you gotta have a problem here. And maybe if you have a $400 a trade, close it down. Don't hang on to something that's not gonna go. As you see, it's very readable, folks. Very readable. Even if we able to break the 58.89, we're gonna have a problem with 95, followed by 97. This is a pullback re-entry or a closing position at the moment. Now we are flirting with those entry points. Keep your eye on the YM. Anything above the 56.83, don't take short. You know, has to cross the 56.83, has to cross it to the downside before we are initiate any short trade. So that's why you have to put a short trade right now at 56.77 or one tick above or little one tick below 680 limited price. That's very fine. Um, ES, as always, is going down to the direction, and the Nasdaq trying to fight back that area here. Let me see. I doubt it. It's going to go back to the 30.25 short limited order. As we see on the CL, gentlemen, it is a struggling area here. When something caught my attention today, when I'm talking CL, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, ES, we are trying, okay, whoever taking that trade on the NASDAQ, a very happy person. And keep your eye on the YM. You should not be uh, taking anything short above the 256.83. Do not take any short. One tick below, two ticks below, it is very nice. But the Nasdaq is going straight from where we call that trade for you. There is nothing holding that Nasdaq is going to dive directly. Now with the game today, it is on the YM, has not given in to the same direction as the ES and the Nasdaq. So it is very important when you are trading, even if you are not trading ES or you're not trading Nasdaq, or you trade in Nasdaq, you're not trading ES or YM. It is 2019, and there is no magic in 2019. 2019 is going to filter a lot of bad traders, and they're going to be put out of business in 2019 permanently. So the 2019 is not like 2018. It was an easy piece of cake in 2018. But what we have seen in 2019, nothing but mess and a lot of volatility, and things is not as simple as it used to be a few years ago. So, uh, uh, so right now, no matter what kind of amount you have, whether you have $1,000 or 100,000, this is not the issue here. You cannot anymore just run the chart you're trading from. You have to have the 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 ES, Nasdaq, NYM at least to see where is the problem. And then you have to have the 3 minutes and you have to have the 15 minutes to look in general, where is this market going? And what you gonna be practicing today, there is a lot of volatility because the FOMC day today. Uh, so it's gonna be a very wild ride, and I strongly advise for guys are 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 not a very fast traders. Stay on the sim today. It is extremely volatility today, and our purpose here is not calling the trades for you. It is trying to educate some of the traders how to look at the market and to be a little bit. It is free education. We're not collecting any emails, names. But it is a free education, and we're trying to show you how we can measure this market and how this Nasdaq, because you hear a lot by I only trade Nasdaq or I only trade YM or I only trade ES. You cannot do that because right now the YM is stuck, has not caused volatility on the ES and the Nasdaq refuse to give in to the true average price here. So you cannot say, I only want to deal with one. You have to look at those three and you have to make sure they are in sequence, in conjunction, the opposite direction of the 30-year Treasury bond. You have to be very careful what you are doing and how you are jumping into this market. And sometimes the market surprise you, as we see here right now on the CL. I was not expecting that CL to break those two lines. It did, which one of them has opened up, but crossed the first one at 58. It was a double resistance line, but right now we only have one resistance. The second resistance has opened the doors for us. So now we are on a, from 1 minute to another, the whole attitude on the CL has changed within seconds. So right now, because the second resistance line have moved away from us, and now we still struggling from this second resistance at 58.95, which most likely it will break it, and then it is direct target to the 59.12. Or if you are happy with your situation where we told you to close this trade, you have nailed around $400 on it and call it off for today on the CL, that will be extremely nice. So right now, because of the FOMC, we have a lot of, if we notice on this NASDAQ here, we have a bunch of resistance and followed by the trailing stop one and trailing stop two. It's going to take a lot of buying power to cross and break all those areas here. The YM is has not given in, and look at this, it fell. The CL and ES, it is dying out. The CL, so the ES is dying out. There is no long trend at the moment, not yet anyway. Let's see. Extreme hard market today, but we will. If you're not trading the ES or you're not auto trading the ES, stay away from the ES at the moment, please. Until we get direction. I apologize to, I forgot to say that a little announcement. It will not be live webinar on the YouTube, neither on Monday webinars for our members. Next week, it will not be any webinars. and we'll proceed and continue the week after the private webinars for our members, and we will continue week later on a YouTube live practically every single day, except Monday. It is a private webinars for our members. You're not gonna get anything out of it. It's just technical. It's just for our members. So again, next week it will not be any live webinars. And the week after will continue normally. For the ones has a problem with any kind of licensing or anything, you can shoot an email. Still, the support is 24/7. But uh, so, so be careful. And now we have the YM. If you notice, it's on the true average price here. So be careful with that. Has not broke that area yet. And the Nasdaq has not. So stay away from the Nasdaq at the moment. And CL is struggling from where we expected, and the ES, it is a trouble. It is a trouble tight market. So be careful with the ES at the moment. Wait on the ES. Don't even auto trade in ES at the moment. Do not take a short trade on the YM. Do not take a short trade. Take it off. Do not take a short trade on the YM at the moment. And do not take any trades on the ES. It's extremely tight. Hold on, please. Again, pull off the short trade on the YM. Do not take the short trade on the YM. Stay away from it. Okay, now it is okay to go ahead and put a limited order on the YM. ES, do not take a trade on the ES. If you're not in a trade on the ES, do not take any trade. The problem with the ES, we have a problem here at 1450. 1450, it is a problem on the ES. If we cross that one, we are good. Then you can put a limited order on a sim, please. A limited order sell at 2813. It is a problem as expected on the ES, you see. That's what I was scared of. The market came exactly to the 1450 and kicked back. This is what's causing the YM now to pull back because of the ES. The ES is going back to retest the 1775. So if we wanted to take a short trade, the only proper entry, it is the 1300 or 13 or one tick below 1275. Exactly, sir. Volatility very high because of the FOMC. You have the 10 o'clock. I don't know if you can see that. So we are 5 minutes from 10 o'clock, folks. We are 5 minutes. Again, it will not be live webinars next week. It will be the week after. And you will see on our channel when the next webinar will be live, but we will not be next week. And for the ones, our members, you need to shoot an email to the team. If you need anything, you can talk to Zach. And if you have a problem with your license, or if you want to change computer or whatever, you need a new license or support, uh, you can always email us and we will get you as soon as possible. Let's look at the CL and see where, okay, you see, if you see where the double resistance, that's what we said 10 minutes ago. Now the doors open on the second resistance, but it is a matter of time. I mean, if this CL is not going to be breaking the 58.95, we have a problem. Then we are going back directly to the re-entry point, and it is 58.70. This is your re-entry point. If you wanted to take a short or take chances on it, you're very fast-handed. You can do it from here right now, but then you need to close your trade at 58.71. Short scalping, you can do that absolutely, but you got to be very fast-handed to pick up a few ticks on the CL. As you see right now, we are coming directly. If anybody taking a short scalping, not swing trading, that you need to close immediately around 58.71. And for the ones that would like to trade with the trend, once the CL, if you don't want to take a high risk trade, once the CL go back or pull back to the 58.72, it is a good re-entry point long, limited order long. And then your stop loss should be no more than 58.62, little money, not much. So this is on the CL story. And now the Nasdaq is fixing to go to. I mean, this is a really. Uh, we still have 1 minute from 10 o'clock. We have also home sale at 10 o'clock. It's not. It's nothing. important. We do not have long, gentlemen. We do not have long yet. Be careful. Not yet. It's too early. 1 minute, 1 minute is a very small time frame. You need to look at a little bit. When you first start, you need to look a little bit more, see what's going on a larger time frame to understand what's going on. So I don't want to confuse you with it right now. What I want to see, um, actually, the forex are doing much better than. If you look at the forex, we are doing much better than the future trading. On the forex, we have 167 pips, and we have the Euro Japanese hit target, and this is very good with the 167 pips on the forex. Again, if you wanted to take the short trade on the YM, you still on the same number, but uh, it is the problem right now. This Nasdaq could be going long. It's a matter of, so do not take a trade anymore on the YM. It's changing by the second, and do not take any ES trade. And we are about to have a Nasdaq a new signal. So right now this is a big mess. Don't mess with it. Stay on the side, please. Don't get in trouble. Stay on the sim today. On the CL, we told you we have a short entry and a scalping. We were expecting 58.72, but then we dropped only to 58.76. So this is also extremely tight. I would not do anything anymore about this one. Wait, guys, wait. Let's see what we can get out of this mess today. Extremely hard market volatility, FOMC out of the way, and we still have no direction. We have a buy entry on the Nasdaq. Let me show you why we're not going to be calling that trade on the Nasdaq. Because on this Nasdaq, we have an entry right now at 39.50, and I don't want to mess with it because it's coming to a resistance line, another resistance line. We are not going to be jumping on any kind of trade until we see this ES come into the long side and the YM coming into the long side. So there is a lot of volatilities in this area, and we are not interested taking this Nasdaq at the moment because also we have an ES, a resistance level, and it is this is the auto trade took that trade. It's not. Uh, this is the auto trade took that trade. This is changing. Okay, so we will be getting a new signal on the ES. That would be nice. Now, if this ES has not been able to break this area here, this Nasdaq is going to drop back again. Okay, this is from the safe side, you know. Now, the eye is on the ES to see the ES break that level and get in a new signal buy. If this ES get in a new signal buy, this is going to change the whole momentum the whole direction. And if this ES fell to break your zone 2250, it's going to cause your NASDAQ to drop back. So that's why I didn't want to encourage you to take that trade. And so as we see again, folks, this is very unprofessional to say I only trade NASDAQ Dow Jones or ES. What you need to do sometimes, like this days today, I don't want to jump on the first signal come out. I will let the NASDAQ to fly. I'm not missing anything. And I will wait till the EIs come out, even if I am a NASDAQ trader or a YM trader, and I can see where is this problem that the ES is there is no long trade. And that it is exactly if I am a NASDAQ trader, right now, I will not take that trade. Could be good, but I don't have any confirmation on this mess, what we are looking at. I prefer, yes, sir. Yes, Gary. The 30-year Treasury bond is going sideways. The whole market is sideways. So for the one have a light-handed or you are using the automated trade, you understand the danger in that area right now. You can immediately take your trade and stop, like what you have done here, and it is a plus one tick. So if this market pull back, it's not costing me anything anymore. So, and if this ES responded to the Nasdaq and kept going going up, then you know what? I have both of a direction. So trading it is a little bit more an art, and it is not that simple as you think. And if you wanted to trade any of those Nasdaq, Dow Jones, YM, you have to put those three charts on 1 minute and see the direction, because no matter how strong this Nasdaq is, if this ES gonna have a problem as we see right now on the last stop at 2250, the Nasdaq is gonna still hanging in there until this ES confirm. If the ES fell on key points, that is going to bring, even if the NASDAQ has been apart from the ES for many years now, for the last 6 years, 7 years, still, when there is a key on the ES, the NASDAQ stop. So when you are saying, or sometimes you hear a guy saying, or calling me, telling me I only trade NASDAQ, yeah, well, are you looking at the ES? No, he's not looking at the ES because he's traded NASDAQ. That immediately tells you that guy is not profitable immediately, because you cannot avoid by looking at those three instruments, and then you have to look at the 30-year Treasury bond. The 30-year Treasury bond has to be always on the opposite direction of the NASDAQ, ES, and a YM. So whatever tools you have, if you are not our members, from our members, it's very fine. We are not doing this just for our members. Whatever tools you have you try to also put the 30-year Treasury bond chart and then cross it with the ES, because uh, they have to be on the opposite direction. They have to. So now we have the Nasdaq is a flying, and we are about to have a new signal on the ES. So now I will take the ES signal. So I will let you know within seconds once we have the new signal. Is coming very soon. The new signal on the ES, and once we have it, we say, okay, we have the ES signal on that. So until now, we still the key right now on your Nasdaq, YM, and ES, your key is at, where's my crosshair at, is 2250, gentlemen, 2250. This is where this market hanging on this magic number called 2250 on the ES. You know, and as you see, the ES now start crossing. We have a buy entry. You can put it a limited 23 level. And now we are ready to go with the ES trade. And now we are making good trade on the ES trade. Um, there is two options on the ES. Now we crossed this 2250. There is the resistance becomes support line, and now slowly we are start breaking those areas here, and we need to see this YM start taking a little lift in here. ES, the CL is still, this is the auto trade took those trade. The CL is still on the same line from 943. We started at 930. We're still on the same line, a plus minus a couple ticks, but we're still on the same number, on the same line uh, on the on the CL, and I don't see anything more on that one at the moment. Um, Whoever still trading the CL, there is a possibility we're gonna hit the 59.13, but you should not be that long in any trade, and it's been struggling from this double resistance from a 944. So if I was you, I would call it off for the CL. It isn't really um, nothing we can do on that. This is our Nasdaq swing trading, and I have showed you that before. And now this is our um, DAX swing trading. We don't have an entry right now on the on the YM. If you are not entered the Nasdaq, this is a re-entry point right there. Okay, call it off. Call it off. Let's see. For our traders, I've been using the 600 ticks because lately Absolutely, sir. This is a pullback and a pullback, and it is not short. Absolutely, you're right, sir. Um, okay, we have Nasdaq closed position. Okay, and this one closed. For our traders, I've been using the swing trading, which last year I didn't have to do this. This year I'm doing that. For the ones that don't understand volatility or don't have having a problem understand when this market is a job. If you, of course, I mean, but this is you can see all of them on $500 target. The ES had one bad trade, and I want to show the stop loss even on the 600. Even on the 600 does not mean scares you away. There is no large stop loss because this one here you cannot on the swing trade and control the stop loss. It's all is if the market is trending, the market is going to stay on that trade. So if we examine the stop loss on the 600, actually is nothing. The system, if they sees the market changing direction, is going to shut down that trade. So that's why it is fully automated. You cannot optimize it because it does not comes with a trailing stop and a stop loss. The system take over everything. So instead using optimization set 6 months trying to optimize, it is it is uh, uh, self adjustment here. So we had a short today on 808.25, and the stop loss was 809.25. It was only 1 point. And when the market pulled back on the pullback re-entry, and the market hit from 28.10 all the way to 28.17.50 and over. If we look at the CL, we have bumped into a lot of volatility. Actually, the first trade was okay. Then we got hit with one of the trade, and then we nailed another trade, and it was over. So it was also struggling market on the CL. However, you can use the filter news where you can say stop 10 minutes before the news and start 10 minutes after the news if you want to. You can do that and make it stop on the news if you want to. So it is, you can do whatever you want. Knowledge is very important. And for the NASDAQ on the 600 has taken a short trade, a lot of volatility, and now taking a short trade and it's taking a huge trade in there. And what is nice about it, once we catch the trend, it's gonna recover on the same day you're getting in trouble. So this is really nice if you are patient enough. Once we catch a trend, it's gonna stay on that trend. So today, I mean, everybody can see how bad it is this market, and nothing we can do. Just wait, I guess. Uh, I guess we are done with the pullback. Let me see. I'll let you know what action to take here. Just give us a few seconds. See how this market going to. You have to see the system when there is a lot of volatility, and you have to see when the system, uh, the market is trending and is making good money and a bad money. So it is not to trade in only good money. You're welcome to trade in, and we don't want it to just show good days. We like to show good days and bad days. And this is the worst day when you have an FOMC to trade if you are not trained well, that it can really fire back at you. Now, here is the situation here once we are done with this pullback. For the ES trader, I will put a limited order on a sim for 23, 28, 23 on a sim, limited order, buy order. Now, for the signal entry here on the NASDAQ, I will not touch it. This is the automated trade to those trade because why? Those are your less than $1 zone. Those are going to make a lot of difference in your trading because even if the signal here, I don't trust the market, I will put a limited order at 66.75 above the double resistance, you know, and you can imagine for less than $1 a day you can save $200 bad trade. So if we are looking at this signal, it is okay. But we have fibs, we have zones, and we need to see this market crossing, as you see here. That's why I didn't want to call that trade because you can see this Nasdaq stopped at 66 level, where is those resistance, and I'm not interested in that trade until this market go above that line, cross the line, close the bar above that line, and I will take it. You know, you have to be very calm when you're trading. Look what happening on the Nasdaq. We have the signal entry right here at 59.50, but then we have a double resistance line, and exactly what has happened on the CL earlier today now disappeared. This line opened the doors for us, but still a struggling area for the last hour on the CL. And now there is some buyers. When you see some flash like this, that means there is some buyers come in, and that is going to ignite the CL directly. And there we go. We have a lift off on the CL. So that's okay. So um, now it is a total different, and we are going straight to the target at 59.62, followed by resistance at 59.41. This is our limitation with that CL. And there's more buyers coming in. Perfect. That is going to give us a little more push. On the NASDAQ, we didn't want it to enter the market here. We want to enter the market here above this resistance line, you know. So those zones saved us a bad trade. So if you calculate it, if those zones save us one bad trade a day, this is $50,000 a year saving. So you cannot underestimate, or if you want to trade, you have to have the proper gear all the way around you. So right now, oh boy, The ES is going straight to um, to the target is 59.38. Nothing left on this one. What a day. Extreme hard conditions on this FOMC day. And nothing, I cannot find anything to chew on here. Exactly, sir. Welcome to trading. You know, Gary, you've been trading for 30 years. I have been around the market for 28 years. You are around, what, 30 years, you said? Uh, can anyone explain to me why the NASDAQ dropped in milliseconds like this and now is climbing right back on? Can any of our members make sense to this one here? And this is where it is really there is no conditions here. There is no rules. That there is they don't care about your rules and my rules or anybody else's rules. This market is gonna do whatever the market is gonna do, and you have to take it as is. You cannot do anything about it. Um, there is a love-hate in the trading, and one day can make your life really nice, another day can make your life really, really miserable. But the thing is, we cannot blame anyone on this. It is part of the. Now, look at this. As I said, one tick above the, or two ticks above this line as an entry point. Exactly, sir. And we need to see this Nasdaq close above this line to confirm the long trade. For the ES trade, we're still on the same spot. We're still on the same spot. If you want to take an ES limited order 23, limited order 23. 23 limited order on a sim, please. On a sim. Look at this, guys. It's sitting, flirting with the 66.25 and take anything above the 66.25, not below. Not the 66.25. Has to be above the 66.25, your order long, you know. There we go. I think now we have a lift off. We are going to break out those areas. There we go. We're about to lift. You're right, sir. Now the Nasdaq is flirting with this 66 level. There is more buyers coming in now on the ES. Now it's gonna start to breaking out, and the Nasdaq is going to follow. There we go. We have a lift off, and guys, I'm so glad you stayed patient with me and guiding you on those. And we are about to have. There we go. You see, sometimes patience can pay off. Now let's go to the next step, folks. A problem in heaven at 28.25. Once we cross the 28.25, at the moment, there is nothing holding this ES. And with the Nasdaq, there is nothing holding this Nasdaq is wide open. And we still have not have confirmation on the long trade on the YM for the YM trade. I apologize because there is some YM traders, Nasdaq traders, ESCL, and it is extremely hard to put up with everything and trying to analyze everything in this market and uh, and looking at the 15 minutes, look at the 1 minute, look at the reversal. It is extremely hard because we're not covering one market. We are covering so many, and it is live. So it is 10 or 20 or 100 times harder than what you think, folks, especially when you are out there online and trying to um, trying to give some guidance in here. It is extremely hard, and in the same time we're trying not to confuse traders. So like when I covered the the reversal, some people got confused with the reversal, so it is a bit hard. So now we have a lift off. Everyone follow our instructions. They are happy traders. We kept you away from the bad trades. I find it very good. Now we have a problem if whoever, now we have a problem here in Houston, we have a problem in 28, 25, 25. So this is, if you're on that trade, always you need to be light-handed and decisions has to be making fast. Either make it or break it, immediately. Don't think about it. Just follow your instinct. If you on a trade, you see profit, you want to get more aggressive, then you know you are aggressive and you are taking a higher risk. If you don't want to take a higher risk, then you close it at the proper time. Okay, now we have a broke those levels, and this pullback is gonna really knock out a lot of traders out of their trend, and then it's gonna go back and fly again. So one of the things you can do to our traders, let's say you are taking a trade and you have not closed it, or you have another option that if you are using the ATM strategy, we can always say right now we are on a free ride on the CL. It's not costing us any money. Okay. So no matter what this market is doing, we don't have any motion in there. Very fine. However, if this market gonna come back and knock you out of that trade, look, there is, trading. Let me start all over again. Okay, please. I'm sorry. If you are in a trade and you see 600 or 400 or 100 or 200, and you say, I'm happy with that today, I'm closing that trade, and I'm not going to take any more chances. And now I'm going to go ahead, go stay on a sim or go help my family or wash the car or do whatever you want. So if you wanted to force close position on any kind of automated trade and you are happy with what you are looking at this number here, you say, okay, I'm closing and I'm not going to jump back into the market in 5 minutes from now. And this is a very wrong approach to the market. Then we can close this one. Another option you can do, you can say you're lost. Uh, uh, Still, you'd like to get more profit on this trade, is going to your direction. You can always take 1+1 from your entry point. Like this one here, the Nasdaq is getting very tight to your buying entry. And minutes ago, it was a 300, and it's still in the same level. So one of the things you can do when the markets start pulling back, if you have it on a +1 take, if the markets start pulling back, as an example, like the ES right now, and we have called the entry at 23 level, okay? So now the market is pulled back. I don't understand the pullback. I don't know how. I don't have the experience understand where is the pullback and where is the re-entry point. I don't have any common sense on that. Fair enough. Then I will go back and put a limited order on the 23 level. Because right now on this ES, there is only one entry and one entry only, the 23 level for you. For me, I can find different entry, but maybe you cannot. I can find a different entry on the pullback. Maybe you don't know how to do that. It's very fine. We will stay safe and we say we stay on the 23 level. And then once we have little beef in there, we go ahead and say +1 tick. All this dropped today because of the FOMC, and it is a lot of volatility. And there is no ground for this market keep jumping back and forth like this. But it is, welcome to trading. Nothing we can do. For me, as an option, I have a trailing stop one and trailing stop two. As an example, On the trailing stop one, as you see, when this market was all the way up to $900, the market pulled back to the trailing stop one right there. This is a re-entry point. And the second is the trailing stop because those are based on the FIBs. So this is another potential re-entry point, and this is the cheapest trade because you can put a limited order, buy limited order, maybe here at 58.89, where's the support line, and then what we do, we put a stop loss below that line here. So it does not require extreme high stop loss. So all this pullback re-entry, it is part of your trading, and maybe it sounds very hard, but not really. If you train on yourself with that, it is very easy reading this market, and as you see how this market dropping and going back and forth, and which is not good for any kind of auto trade. It's really not good for any kind of auto trade. So uh, if we take the ES on a scalping, not even on a swing trading, if we look at the ES on the 1 minute, it is hammering with volatility, which we have seen on other days where it made damn good money. And if we look at the swing trade in 1 minute, we can see we got lucky with, no, sorry, it's the 600. We got lucky with that trend, and it was done and over with one trade, one losing trade, and one winning trade. So today, the scalping is a struggling market. Even the scalping is struggling to hit those are market orders. Is struggling to hit 500 today. It is really struggling day to hit. I'm not using a news filter, but you can use a news filter, and I advise you to use a news filter. You just put it before or after the news filter, and this is it. So here we go again. We are on the run again with the Nasdaq, and there is no limitation for that Nasdaq at the moment to break out all the way to the 7390. There is nothing gonna hold this Nasdaq for now, and now the ES is dying on us. Oh man, what a big mess. The YM is just a dead meat here. It's not even, we don't have even long trades on the YM traders. Okay, what else a mess we have? It's a really bloody, messy day. And at least if we encourage you today not to take a trade, at least you saved your money. This is a mess. By not trading and save your money is just as good as you make money. Yes, sir. Yes, Kobe. I am still on the here. I haven't, but there is nothing to do. There is a lot of volatility, and I don't want to keep talking, and I'm not making any sense right now. This market, as you see, is a lot of volatility, and it is like a drunk driver in a bus with no steering wheel and no brakes. When it does not make sense, there is nothing we can do. What I see is the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones and the ES are fixing to get a new signal, and this market is not holding at all. And we are about to get a new signal on the Nasdaq and an ES. The YM, you can do the limited order right now on the YM on the sim, not live. It is extreme high risk day today, but we have one here on the YM at 93 level, limited order, and with a high risk. And as long as this market above the on the Nasdaq above the 341.75, we do not have a short trade. So we need to see this one below, and we need to see this ES below the 1450 before we can initiate a short trade. So the only thing right now we have opening is this one here. You can take the YM short uh, with a high risk, you know, because if the ES is not going to break this line, that's mean the ES is going back up again. I doubt it, but we'll see. So right now, this is the only trade we have is the YM, Kobe. Extremely hard day. Okay. Now we are waiting on a CL, on an ES. You see how, Kobe, you see how this market on the ES fell to go below these numbers? That's causing your NASDAQ and your YM to go back. And not just that, that is gonna change direction on your trade. Okay, we have a trade on the we have a sell trade, folks. If you and we have an ES trade, we have a there's a good one. And if you want to take the ES trade has to be short, limited order at 14, please. 14, limited order on, and it is a good trade, Kobe. Also, the YM is a good trade, and the Nasdaq is a good trade. So this one here, you can hit all three if you want to. But the ES has to be 14, folks. There we go. We are okay. Okay, finally we find a direction. I hope it's going to stay. Okay, and we are going straight forward. I do not trust this market today. Keep your hands very light on the trade. And now we are start going on a good direction. Your target on the YM, whoever took the YM, your target is 25.0606. Call it off for today. Hit your target and go home. On the Nasdaq, we have a target at 316.75. ES, whoever took that trade, we have 10.25. Keep your eye on that. Keep your hands very light because this market is sneaky today. Is pulling back and forth out of no reasons. You got to be careful with it. But we are going to drive you all the way on the Nasdaq to the 1675. Be watch out on your Nasdaq. Please mark on your chart 3025. Mark it on your chart. And on your ES, if you are on that trade, you gotta keep your eye on the 28, 10, 25, please. 10.25, you need to keep your eye on it. From 1 second, we were all in red, and when the market finally start taking direction, we are immediately turned into the green. You see, it was minutes ago all in red, and now it's all in green. So, folks, I mean, all what I can say, welcome to trading. Anyone can say trading is a piece of cake. I love to see how, I mean, I don't know, I like to have the same feels he's having. So right now we have a problem right there, gentlemen, on the NASDAQ at 2025. If you are in that trade, you have to be careful. And the ES, we're coming directly to this 1025. If we break that area, this is your lucky day. So there is another potential $250 on that trade. If you are happy with the 2810, take it away and close your computer for today because you are going to give it all back this afternoon. I promise you that much today. It is extremely volatility, no direction, and this is the last three trades for today. And if you did not take advantage of it, that's okay. There is another day, but you cannot continue with this volatility all day long because you're going to be whacked. You're going to blow up your account, folks. So as you see here, this is exactly what we have expected. 2025, a little problem here, and it is in conjunction with the support line on the 2810. So now our eye on those two magic numbers. If those two magic, and look, and the YM is the same number and the same problem is 639. So right now, this market hanging on a thread. This market, it is hanging on a thread. Either you have to close your position here, or if you are aggressive, like what we do here. If you notice the ES plus one tick with the stop loss, I don't use a dummy trailing stop. And if you look at the Nasdaq, it's a plus one tick. So that's mean this is a free ride, and this market is gonna go back and forth. It's gonna drive us crazy, but you do not use an automated trailing stop. We have the system having a trailing stop based on fibs, not just a blind dummy trailing stops. So this is the key right now on the ES. If and the Nasdaq and the YM, they are all fired a signal right there. So it is your decision, make it or break it. It is your decision to walk away $400 or $1,000 or $200. But this here, it is where a trader should make a decision how he want to play his day and how conservative he want to be or how aggressive he want to be. I mean, you know, um, so um, so it is very obvious. We have a support line here, and a support line here. Those are less than $1 a day. This is indicated that this market coming to those level, and we need to see the ES breaking that level. We need to see the Nasdaq breaking that level, and we need to see the YA breaking that level. So this is a huge difference when you have the zones or your those FIPS, even if you are auto traded. Because right now, let's say you are auto traded in ES, most of the auto traders they look at numbers and they don't see it. But for our traders, you can put the zones with your automated trade. You know, so now I can see what's going on this ES, and I see where is the problem. The auto trade is on 575, 600 or $700. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and close that position because I can read it, or you can add those zones on your automated trade for our members, and that exactly you can takes 1 second from the top, close position, and call it off for today. You know, so we have one guy is using this automated trade. It's gonna maximize to $700, $800, and we have one guy is gonna maximize only a couple of $100. The only two different is one of them is looking at the zone, and the other one is just looking at numbers, and he don't understand what's going on in the market. No matter what you do, folks, there is nothing called in the market. Just close your eyes, and everything is gonna be okay. You know, don't make a fool out of yourself in the trading, automated trading, manual hand trading, reversal trading, swing trading, scalping, all of it require a little knowledge. If you don't have that knowledge, if you don't, you cannot see this market, you're just wasting somebody's time and your time and aggravation. You know, aggravation to your family, to the guy you purchased the software, and because you are refusing to recognize reality in here. So don't get the aggravation. Try to understand what is this market all about before you start quoting at the weather or Ninja Trader broker or whatever. So now we still to the short position, and I guess we have done a good job today trying to avoid some traders jump into pile of mud and when there is no trade and be fooled by this market. Everybody um, um, have seen how hard it is when we explain to you how those markets works together. And I hope this has made some sense to some traders. And I didn't want to leave until we get something out of that day, and we did. And for me personally, I'm shutting down Ninja Trader uh, right now once we are done because there is nothing to look at anymore, and I'm not interested in the afternoon session. So for me, this is uh, you know. It is a wasting time to sit behind a computer when there is a lot of volatility, and it is not healthy to keep looking at the computer all day long and get worn down. And tomorrow you're gonna come not fresh, aggravated. So for me personally, if you're asking me once we are done with this webinar today, what is the prices on the ES? I'm shutting down everything. I don't want to look at volatility all day long. I can do something else with my life. So we're gonna stay a little bit longer to see how this market going to fall. But once we are done with the webinars, I'm shutting down Ninja Trader. And of course, we have a tons of support. We need to support. We need to do. But I'm not looking at charts anymore after the. But we still have tons of supports in the afternoon. Again, folks, don't forget we will not be going live next week. And if you have a problem, please shoot the support for any problems if you have with your license or something. But next week it will not be live on the YouTube. We start again the Monday after. Monday it will be for only members webinar, and then Tuesday will go back live on the YouTube. So I'm gonna stay quiet a little bit, guys, to see how I'm gonna be watching this market one more time to see if we are again. We have predicted for you ahead of time. We have a problem here at 1025. So the ES now is going back to retest the 1025. The Nasdaq is going back to retest the 2025. And as you see, they're coming together. Actually, now we have a projection. This is not a good news projection here. This is not a good news at all. So we will stay a little bit longer here to see how it's going to fold. And and I'm calling it off for today, actually. So I will be quiet for a few minutes. Thank you. It is very true what you said, sir. It is only retailers today. Very true. We have delivery to all of you. Whoever took the ES trade, we're gonna deliver 807 on the Nasdaq. We're gonna deliver to 73.15 on the YM, folks. We have a support line, so by now you respect our zone. So 603 is your target. So I hope, I don't know, but all our purpose here to put some common sense to those traders. They could be playing both of sides, sir, but we stay stick to what we know here and what we see here. And um, let me. That's what they are looking at, and you see here where is this? This is a 15 minutes, and we hit the target, which we have talked about. This targets nobody has them, only institutionals, and those targets hit between 11 and 12, and it did. And now we are expecting those guys looking at somewhere. Let me try to see. We are crossing the mid band, so we are expecting somewhere around 93.25. Let me look at the other chart. I don't know. I cannot find my other chart. Okay, folks, this is the uh, I hope everyone has followed YM, NASDAQ, or Dow Jones today. And the reason I like the ATM, not the fully automated, because if there is more beef, I can get it. But we have a support line right now at 12, 312, and we are about to break that number. And the market finally gave in to the short side. So uh, I'm so glad we didn't want to leave you nothing for today. And I'm so glad finally this market turned around and we took advantage of it and we have not missed anything on any trades. Of course, we had a hard time middle of those trades and because of the volatility. And we have delivered what we said, and it's up to you what you want to do with it. Uh, which the target is, if you want to stay on that, it's not, I don't see anywhere at the moment farther down than 805.25. On the chart here is 806.25. We deliver it, and there is a pullback, and then re-entry, pullback, re-entry. That's all what we have. Again, I want to say thank you very much. If you like us, please give us a thumb up on the YouTube. And again, we will not be going live next week, neither tomorrow. And I want you to know that For our traders, it will not be webinar on this Monday. It will be webinar on the next Monday, the one after. And if you have any problem, technical problem, not the chit chat problems, you're very welcome to contact our support. If you have some licenses problem, we immediately um, uh, there is somebody 24 hours will take care of that. Um, Funny because we had one guy calling at 3:30 morning. He forgot how to load a market analyzer, how to load it at 3:30 morning. Please don't do that, and try to um, um, send a request about that, and maybe we will. Let's see if we are going to cross those areas. For our traders, if you send me feedback which trades you have taken, is it ES, Nasdaq, or Dow Jones? Please do that. I will guide you directly to the chat. I want to say thank you very much for today. God bless you all. Be careful rest of the day. You might lose all your profit. We have delivered three trades on this one here and a CL earlier, and we did very well. I want to say I wish you the best. And again, next week it will not be a live trade. The week after we continue on a live trade, and also the private webinars for members. It will not be on Monday, the one Monday after. But if you have a problem with your license, you're very welcome to contact the support 24/7. They are willing to help. God bless you all, and see you live on the YouTube the week after. Bye for now.